Hello, dear friends. Bob Hatton, the encourager. Let's go. We are talking about the prodigal son, the son who got lost, and he's now come back home. The father was waiting for him. The father saw him. The father received him into his family. He embraced him. He kissed him. And whilst the son was on his way home, he had rehearsed a speech. He got a speech ready, and he was going to tell his father when he saw him, "Father, I am not worthy to be called your son. Give me a job, please, as one of your casual laborers, or as a servant, or even as a slave. I'm not worthy to be called your son." And when he met his father, the father embraced him. The father kissed him. And when there was a pause, the son began to speak, and he said, "Father, I'm not worthy to be called your son." And then the father interrupted him. He wasn't allowed to go any further. The father wasn't prepared to receive this guy as a servant. He wasn't prepared to let his son become a slave. That is his son. And he interrupted him, and he said, "Quickly!" And he's speaking to his servants. But I told you that this story has now got a certain urgency about it. He calls to his slaves and his servants, and he said, "Quickly," he says, "go and get the best robe and the ring and the shoes." And so off they go, not understanding one thing that is happening. But the servants don't need to understand. They are not introduced to the things that the father is going to do, but the son is. And so they bring the best robe. And he didn't just say, "Bring a good robe, bring an expensive one, bring one that is extravagant, bring one that is of many colored or anything." He said that the best robe, and they knew exactly what he meant, because this robe was hanging in the hallway probably, and it would have been used normally when a very important guest came. It was used only for VIPs who might come by, for special guests, for real important people. But he put this onto the shoulders of his son, just to show him that he was so very special, as a symbolism that he was forgiven. "The son, you are forgiven. I am clothing you with a robe of righteousness." That's what happens to us when we return to the Father. When we are reconciled back to God, we are clothed with a garment, with a robe of righteousness. We can stand in God's presence because of that. Everything is covered. Everything is taken away, what was. And then he says, "And put the ring on his finger." And this ring was probably the signet ring that the son took off and threw away, saying he was rejecting the father. He wanted to be independent. He wanted to go his own ways. He wanted to make his own decisions. He wanted to do what he thought was good. "So goodbye, old man, I'm going." And he didn't want to be part of this family again. Now he's come back, and the father has received him, and he puts the ring on his finger to show everybody that this is my son. And the ring is a symbol also of authority. So he has the robe of righteousness, and he has the symbol of authority. He has been forgiven, and he has authority. He has identity, and he has authority. And then he gets shoes put on his feet, not sandals like a slave would wear, but shoes, expensive leather shoes. They're put on his feet, and that is his status. He is a son. He is now in this family. This is something that is so wonderful. The father is displaying unusual, extravagant love to his son. He is the perfect father. He is the picture in story form of the ultimate father, the world's greatest dad, our Father. And during this Christmas week, we got 3 candles burning. The 4th one will soon be lit up. It's time to come home. It's time to come home, and the Father is waiting for you. He's looking for you even now. So may I invite you to come home, to come back to Father. That's where we really belong. Our forefathers, they left the presence of God. Now it's time to come back. Everything is prepared. There's nothing that can stop us coming back to the Father, and he's waiting for us. And if we would only take some steps towards him, he will come and meet us, and he will come and clothe us with the robe of righteousness. He will come and give us a authority. He will give us a status as his son and his daughter. This is an invitation to you, my dear friend, and it's time to come home. So come home. God is waiting for you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day today, and see you again. This is Bob Hatton. This is the Encourager.